Hi, I'm a 24-year veteran of the Air National Guard and the United States Air Force. I have a question for my fellow men and women who wear the uniform and have sworn to protect this country. In reality, this is for all citizens. But I have a question because I have heard many service members say that they believe they have fought for the right for people to burn the flag. I disagree with that, but that's my opinion. But here's the question I want to ask you. If burning the flag is not going too far, then what is? Because when you took the oath, you swore to protect this nation from enemies both foreign and domestic. And so we have enemies who are domestic enemies. And I ask you, at what point would a person cross the line to be identified like that? But really that leads to a much bigger question. And that question is, what is an American? You see, if you're tasked to go into war, you need to be able to identify who is the enemy and who is the friend or foe. If you have no idea, then you're going to be out there trying to get the wrong people. And so as an American, I have my own opinions of what American truly is, but the question is do you know what an American is? Do you know what the core basic principles which every American should agree to in order to be called a friend of this nation? If you don't, then how do you know who your enemies are? And so, coming back to the burning of the flag, I'll give you my opinion. I think it's absolutely wrong because it crosses a line. Now you don't have to. You can stand and protest or not even stand for the flag, or not even put your hand on your heart. You can protest what the nation's doing. I agree with that. But I think burning the flag crosses a line because that flag represents us. It's the only thing that represents you and me as a person. And when you put those 50 stars on that blue triangle, on all those stripes, as an American citizen, that should be sacred to you because it represents everyone in this nation and all those who lost their lives. Now I know that the thing about it with this decision kind of goes back to who's an American. In the court decision that was made, it was actually brought up because there were young communists, radical communists in Texas who were protesting. They did a lot of damage to the city there of Dallas, I believe it was, and they ended up burning the flag. And so it went to court, and they decided that that was freedom of speech to burn the flag. And the words that really caught my attention were those of Justice Kennedy. His words seem so ludicrous to me because he's basically said that even though we may not like it, the flag protects the rights of those who hold us in contempt or hold it in contempt. Now that's crazy. You could be in contempt of this nation, you could be an enemy of this nation and burn the flag to just demonstrate that and nothing happens. Now ask, what if Justice Kennedy had someone in his courtroom who was hindering the progress of the court? He would call it contempt of court, and they would probably spend time in jail or be fined. But he won't allow that for a state or for the nation, to fine those who are in contempt of the nation by burning the flag. So, going back to my two questions that I ask and I plead of you to answer is, when does someone cross the line and they be seen as an enemy? And what is an enemy of America? What is the friend of America? Do you know? I wrote a letter to the Supreme Court asking them that very question, and of course I didn't expect it, but I never got a response. And so our nation is at a crossroads because we are torn apart by people who have very different ideas about what this nation should be. Some believe in communist socialists, some believe in capitalism, some believe we should be atheists, some believe we should be theists. It doesn't matter. The problem is unless we have some basis to a foundation to build upon, the very fundamentals which we can all agree upon, we are a nation divided. We cannot find our enemies. We cannot find who is for us, and we are destined to be doomed. Now, I don't believe in taking the law into our own hands. I'm not advocating that, but if you find yourself having these questions unanswered, then it's time to take action. It's time to write your congressmen, your senators. It's time to ask the questions. Who is an American? What makes an American? Who is my friend? Who is a foe? Why can't we have reasonable limits to what a person can do in this nation? And that leads me to one point that I don't want to leave out. We have sent our men and women to foreign fields to fight ideologies we don't agree with. We've spent billions of dollars. Men have lost life and limb for this cause, to fight ideologies we don't believe in. And then we allow them to exist within our nation, actually protecting them to do this. That seems like the most ludicrous, stupid thing you could ever come up with. Why even go fight? Just let everybody fight and do it themselves. Why have an army? What are we defending ourselves against? Because we're allowing this stuff to go on right within our nation, calling it the freedom of America. Well, freedoms have their limits, and we need to know where those limits are. Thank you.